but the original point that I started making about 10 minutes ago was that I don't organise these. I don't plan them, I just go with the flow. I just very much enjoy gently dragging the tools along the sand. I like these because they're simple and they're just honest, in a way. They're not fancy, they're not shiny, they're not sparkly, and I like that. Okay, the trick with this one that I'm learning is not to dig too deep, because otherwise you end up with these mounds. Just be a little lighter with it. You don't want the mounds that are going to topple over, maybe ruin your patterns if you're artistically inclined. Hello you. Thank you for joining me. You're very welcome to spend some time and hang out with me. What I'm going to do today is, well, let me explain. This weekend has been very, very busy for me. I have had 4 years on Twitch, and I've been doing my streamiversary weekend. It's been lovely. It has been a delight, but I'm so tired. I'm just a lot of things have got on top of me. So today I'm going to do something to help center me, and something that I know will just be very relaxing for me to do. And I'd like to invite you to join me as I do that. And that is going to be playing about with my Zen garden. Now, I also have some other little bits and bobs that I might introduce, depending on time, and we'll see if I can incorporate some things. I've got a new toy that I would love to show you, but I might have to save that for another video. We'll see. Alright, so you're very welcome to just hang out with me for this very soft-spoken, it's my natural voice, it is what it is. I don't think I could be aggressively spoken if I tried, but there we go. Come and join me and we'll just have a little play. Also, I have a right that I need to wrong. No, I have a wrong that I need to right. That is for my darling friend Max, who pointed out that the bridge that I made in my very first Zen garden was probably a little bit wonky. Hang on, let me grab it. So I made this, and apparently, just to clarify, there were no instructions to show me which way to make this, but my darling friend Max suggests an alternative way of setting this up, so we're going to do that too. And we're just going to do some gentle movements in the sand and just try and center and just relax a little bit, and you might get some random chit-chat from me. Okay, that sounds good. Why don't you join me? Fancy seeing you here, darlings. Okay, so this is the wrong that needs to be righted. Okay, and yeah, Max suggests that perhaps this is a bridge, not a little gazebo, and therefore I just need to take it to pieces and tweak it slightly. I feel so embarrassed. Why did I not think of this? Why did I not think that could be a bridge, and then these could be the bridgy bits? Okay, I realise that bridgy bits is not a thing, but this does seem to be coming together. It does seem to make a little bit of sense, and magnificent. It is a little bridge that looks a bit like that. Okay, it's wonky, but I feel that gives it a bit of character. Everything I make is going to be wonky, but there's our little bridge. Thank you, Max, darling. And we need to find somewhere to place that. This does make a lot more sense This is way better than the version that I had made. If you have not seen my previous video, it was where I was unboxing this. I really like it. And it really is just such a lovely tool when you're feeling a bit stressed. If you happen to have some time, just sit down and play about, and you can just, it's just so relaxing. So I like this one. I have a jar of tools. I like jars. Some of you will know this, and some of you may learn this, because jars are going to feature more on my streams, just in terms of tidying things up and organising some of the precious things that I have recently purchased. So this does need a bit of a... Now, this came with some tiny little bushes, but those bushes, they just dropped fluff everywhere. So they're little, and you might not be able to see this, but there's little tiny pieces of fluff everywhere. So I'm not going to use those bushes anymore, because they're sullying my sand. I just find this so relaxing, and I know you can't see quite the level of detail that I can. I think you can get hints of it. See over here, you can see some ripples in the sand, as you might expect from a desert, perhaps. I do have an well, it's not really a proper overhead light, but I got a light for my rocks. You know I love my rocks. Let me just try and pop that on and see if that adds any shadows, so you can see what I'm up to better. Right, just give me a moment. Honestly, I'm not sure that this is better. It is very sparkling. It's a shame that you can't see that. Oh, maybe you can see a little better. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll try a little bit with it on, and maybe some more with it off later, okay? We can experiment. My next tool is this one. Okay, the trick with this one that I'm learning is not to dig too deep, because otherwise you end up with these mounds. Just be a little lighter with it. You don't want the mounds that are going to topple over, maybe ruin your patterns, if you're artistically inclined and you have a plan. I am not artistically inclined, and I do not have a plan. I would say I laugh in the face of planning. That's not really how I work. I do like planning. So from time to time, I might have a meetup for my Twitch viewers. I used to run a World of Warcraft guild called Cake, and that was great. So I was guild master of Cake, and I used to organise some real life meetups, and I would get some merch in, and the last one I think it was our guild's like 10th or something anniversary, and Blizzard, who are the company that make World of Warcraft, very kindly donated a bunch of merch to me to give to my guildies at the meetup, and that was lovely. So the sound you might hear is me just poodling about with this. I've got a jar of tools, as you could see, and I'm just deciding what to go with next. I like that one, is almost like a steamroller, so I can be organised. Another meet that I organised was really fun. I hired just a small medieval house with its coach house, just for a week or 5 days or something, 4 or 5 days. And yeah, the group of us, and this is like people who've never met in person before. It's just so lovely. The power of community online, it's wonderful. We had a murder mystery event, and it was great. The kitchen was wonderful. I got lots and lots of groceries in, and different people joined in with the cooking, and it was just really nice. And I loved the organisation of that. So I can be organised in some ways. We had treacle meet, which was my first Twitch meet since I became a content creator, and the organisation was pretty good. In practice, it was pretty bad, and that's not my fault, and I blame myself for a lot of things. I definitely will fall on my sword if I'm even slightly to blame for something, but there's a small chain of bars in London that are gaming bars, and we hired out a section for treacle meet, and we got a friend who's a streamer called Quilster, so we did a joint meet. No, actually it was my friend Matt Orloff. Quilster just turned up. And the idea was great, the organisation was fabulous. It's just that in practice, the venue was awful. So I'd booked a whole section, and it wasn't particularly busy, but yeah, it was not. The customer service was absolutely terrible. So it was me just placing that down. Let's see what this one can do. Let's see what sounds and things it can make. I guess it makes kind of choppiness. So first up, even though it was pretty empty, I booked like a corner section, just so, because there were about 20 of us, I think, so we could all kind of like mooch around in these 4 pods, basically, with giant screens and some consoles, and we can get some cocktails and things. They had a very basic food menu, but you know, that's fine. I don't expect Michelin stars. But because they were just, I guess they were min-maxing, so we got there, and of the 4 booths, one of them was occupied with this handful. Now, I don't want to be horrible, but it was a handful of very noisy, like 12, 13-year-old boys, and they were very noisy, they were very obnoxious. We had to ask them to move their stuff out of the booths that they were in one of the booths that we'd booked. Again, the place was absolutely empty. So they were just trying to min-max and hoping that the group of boys would have been gone by the time we got there. They could have just put us or them somewhere else. The rest of it was, there was so many empty booths. There was no need for those kids to be obnoxiously loud. I'd have understood if it was busy, you know, if it was full. It wasn't. And then they buggered up the drinks orders, and they kind of tried to do a tab thing, and we just wanted to pay as we went along, but they weren't accepting payments. And then at the end, when we'd all thought we'd paid our amounts, they're like, oh, you still owe £100 for drinks. Who had this drink? Who had that drink? And we're just like, this is not what we signed up for. Everyone thinks that they've paid for their drinks, and you're saying that we're not allowed to leave. And we just like, one of the group just took it on the chin, was just like, here's my card, I'm really unhappy at this. Anyway, so the organisation of that meet was not poor, but the venue was terrible. I would not recommend it. It's a shame, because the concept was really good. In London, there used to be... Oh, that's nice. There used to be like was it a Sega arcade or something like that? And I was like, yeah, let's do that for treacle meet. It's closed down. It's such a shame. So if anyone has any recommendations of like decent venues for group meets that might be in London, do let me know. Something that is not terrible. Okay, we've also got this one. But the original point that I started making about 10 minutes ago was that I don't organise these. I don't plan them, I just go with the flow. I just very much enjoy gently dragging the tools along the sand. I think I am due another treacle meet actually, so I do need to organise further. And if anyone didn't know that I streamed on Twitch, you're welcome to swing by. I stream on Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. 2 PM UK time. If you say that you found me on YouTube, I would be delighted. Oh, this is nice. You can't really... Oh, you can see a little, some of the sparkles. So pretty. See this one there? Sparkly there. That is super pretty. Okay, now, this is the other one. It took me a little while to work out what to do with this. But I got there. I got there in the end. And this one is for making, I would say crop circles, but it's not crops, is it really, Tree? Again, this is another one where don't dig too deep, because otherwise you're going to get these big, deep furrows. I know you can't really see what's going on because it has to be done top down. Oh, there you go. You're getting a little hint of it though. I am furrowing. So I am pretty bad. There we go. Let's kind of lift and lift and lift and unfurrow. Oh no, I've re-furrowed. It's very deep. There. You can just about see here. We got this little circle. Now let me just pop these back. It's going to make some tinkly sounds. I might keep one of these out as a river. This might be a river. Because I want to use my new found bridge. Okay, so I have my circle here. And maybe I put my new found bridge down here. Or my river, which my new found bridge is going to cross. Just down here. There we go. Doesn't need to be central. Doesn't need to be symmetrical. I just have to take that and accept it. So here we go. Let's pop this here maybe. Thank you, Max, for the correction. Now, bear with me a moment. I'm going to have a little rummage and dig out some of the things that might go with this. I'll also play about with the lighting again. See how it looks. Alright? Okay. Alright. Thank you for your patience. Although ideally I'm probably just going to cut that, so it's cool. It's just been a few seconds. So I have some of the items that came with this. And I have some other bits as well. We have, if you saw the last video, you would see me getting very excited about this. This makes me very happy. It's weird. It's plastic, and I know it's not perfect, but I think it does a good job, honestly. So I'm going to find somewhere to pop that, because I do like a little bit of green. Also, we had this, which is super cute. This was not an expensive kit, so I don't expect the highest quality of items. This is quite sturdy. It looks very cheap and plastic and light, and it is. All of those was. It's not light. It's heavier than I thought. But we've already got the Max bridge there, so I'm going to pop this one over here. I'm probably not going to use that. I'm happy with this bridge. And then we've got this one in here. Oh, I think that's a little... Okay, I don't think that's supposed to be an upside down heart. I think that's just purely coincidental that it's an upside down heart. See? Okay. Then I like these. Hang on. I like these because they're simple and they're just honest, you know, in a way. They're not fancy, they're not shiny, they're not sparkly, and I like that. They're just very, very earthy. I know they're rocks, so they're not going to be actually earthy, but so I might make a little pile of these. Just very simple rocks. They're not trying to steal the show, trying to, you know, take attention away from Max's bridge. So let's pop these to one side whilst I work out what I'm doing. Okay, then we've got these. Now I think there are some cute little rocks in here. I think some of them could be agates, maybe some chalcedony, maybe some quartz. I'm not sure what I would do with these. They do come in a few different colours, little different hues. So you've got your browns and your blacks and your kind of very neutral colours, nothing in your face. Okay, I can pop these back in the bag. Now, I do have 2 new additions to my rock collection which I want to share with you, and I might incorporate this. I do like that. So this, it looks small, but it is mighty. This is 8th vein sea jasper, orbicular jasper, and here we go. I think you might be able to see why it is called orbicular jasper. Look at these circles, right? And I think there's like a tiny amount of druzy in it. This is relatively rare. The 8th vein, I don't know where that is to be brutally honest, has been mined out, so yeah, it was not a cheap piece. This is kind of a collector's piece, I guess, just like a baby collector. You know, I'm not a multi-millionaire grabbing all the fantastic quadruple A specimens, but this one was, it just really spoke to me in a way. I love the green colour, I love the tiny, tiny pockets of druzy. Yeah, it's super, super cute and might actually work as part of this, I think. So we'll see. I'll pop that one down over here. And then, in terms of attention grabbing, we also have this. This is my other recent purchase, and this is just so sparkly. This is, I believe, it is rainbow amethyst. Now, I always thought that amethyst was supposed to be purple, but since then I've got pink amethyst. But I don't know. I'm still not 100% convinced on rainbow amethyst, but is it sparkly? Is it pretty? I love the fact that this is kind of like, this is not polished here. You can still see some more of the sparkliness here. This back piece, this is rough as well. And then we come around, and then we have the sparkliness. And I liked that we've got all these little pockety caves inside this piece. So I thought that could it go there? I think it goes there perfectly. Wow, look at that. I'm not going to be able to angle it too much, but I hope you get the idea. So maybe we'll build around this, and maybe I'll include both. Maybe we'll include my 8th vein sea jasper, and maybe I'll pop it here perhaps. I'm so sorry about the angles. I need to maybe work on another camera with another angle. Oh, I say another camera. I did recently acquire a Wormy camera, like an endoscope type camera, right? Specifically to look better at these. So if I am successful, I will now include some me faffing about with that to show you. If not, we'll just cut this bit out, okay? Cool. Okay, so you need a phone. I could not attach it to my PC, which was annoying. But this has an app on it, and oh dear, I guess I need to clean this a little bit. Pro skills tree, pro skills. Okay, so can you see that? Look how pretty that is. That is how sparkly, and we can go ooh, into the pockety cave. Oh, that light, that's my light reflecting at the top there. Let's move that about. There we go. So see, we can go right into the pockety cave. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then we can have a little, maybe a better look at the jasper. Or maybe not. It's quite hard to steer. But, oh look, you could do like a first person view of like walking around my garden. Okay. I'm making it weird now. We'll stop, but I was thinking of using my Wormy camera for small gemstone stuff. I was, if I had time, going to show you some of my other purchases. I've got some... Well, let me just quickly show you. Hang on, just quickly, okay? Okay, I bought a bag of mixed stuff, and then I was randomly watching Charmed on TV. Well, on my laptop because I don't have a TV, but and just started sorting them. I tipped them all out and was just absent-mindedly sorting them into colours, and considering I didn't really set out intentionally to do that, I think I made it look quite pretty. But what I was going to do was put these in a jar and then stick my camera inside and have a little wham around. I don't know if that's of interest to any of you. Let me pop it back a moment. So I'm going to add in my plant. I maybe want to put the plant here next to the sea jasper, and let's just have like a small pile of stones here. This maybe could go here. Don't need to have both of them, I guess. I think this has moved around because I was playing with my camera. But yeah, I just very much enjoy playing with the sand and putting things together. Maybe we could have had some of the small pieces around here. Maybe this could be fortified. Just on this side, perhaps. We've got our river going under the Max Bridge. I did actually, I'm really sorry, I talked quite a lot. So let's start to wind up a little bit. I'm really ever so sorry. Come with me. Thank you if you are still here. Also, thank you to my members. And thank you to anyone who likes and subscribes. I'm an absolutely teeny tiny channel, so those things really, they make such a huge difference. And plus it makes me feel better. But anyway, I really appreciate any of you spending any time with me. I'm sorry that I waffle, I go off on tangents. It's just what I do. I hope that's okay. And do let me know if you're interested in me doing some Wormy camera stuff, and I'll see if I can get that set up. And yeah, thank you. And I'm going to jump into my third and final anniversary stream on Twitch, so quite excited about that. My darlings, I hope that you have a delightful day, a wonderful week, and of course, the snuggliest of sleeps when it is time to go to bed. Take care.